Heard you wiped out that goblin tribe in Fungal Grotto. Maybe I can go visit the place now.
Ugh, my colleague brought in fish. Protect your favorite weapons by... Enjoying the hospitality of our... I hope you're enjoying your time in...
You should look at my whip.
Over here, mainland. A wandering adventurer from the mainland? Excellent, excellent. I'm glad someone like you is here. We need all the help we can get. The Order of the Black Worm threatens to completely overrun our peaceful island of Solstice. You may know them as the Worm Cult. This foul group of necromancers raised the Writhing Wall, cut our island in half, and gathered their forces outside Sunport. Luckily, the Stirk Fellowship followed the Worm Cult here. Oh, thank the Three Queens. A coalition of forces from the mainland consisting of the Fighters and Mages Guilds and the Three Alliances. In fact, Prince Azar is overseeing efforts to bring Fellowship forces to Solstice even as we speak. I'm sure he'd welcome your help. A wandering adventurer from... Report to Prince Azar outside the city. He's with Mage Feranor, about to summon the champions of the Three Alliances to Sunport. After that, he'll know where best to utilize you and will add you to the Fellowship payroll.
Come speak with me.
Ever feel like something is following you? Something...
A busy time!
What's the next step, Mage Farinor?
The portal anchors when you're ready.
Here to join our cause, comrade? We need every able body we can get. The Worm Cult killed Guildmaster Merrick, captured the leader of the Mages Guild, and attacked all three alliances with their Soul Reapers. They started this war. We'll finish it. Nonetheless, it is a war, and the Worm Cult is no minor threat. We came to Solstice to stop the cult. Here to join our cause. Nonetheless, veterans from the Fighters and Mages Guilds mostly. There are some soldiers from the three alliances here too. An advance force of a greater army, once we convince the alliances that the Worm Cult is truly as dangerous as they were last time. Oh, they are. But with the war in Cyrodiil still raging, they require more proof before committing more soldiers. In fact, Farinor and Mermel are preparing a portal for their representatives, champions to evaluate the situation personally. Take these portal anchors and place them around the area. Then tell Mage Farinor when they're set. I know little of such magic, but Gabrielle of the Mages Guild said they would stabilize the portal long enough for the final group to come through.
Busy casting here. Just set up the portal. Busy casting. Are the anchors all in place, newcomer? This is trickier than it looks. We're summoning multiple people from several locations at once. And Solstice is riddled with ancient magics that can interfere with... No, the next steps in the ritual are mine. Stand back. This requires a special touch.
First, they will bring the foot soldiers through. Then the Alliance representatives.
What's happening? Gabrielle didn't do it this way!
Ah! Such is the fate of all who defy the Black Worm!
Where's Farinor? Mermal, what just happened?
I do not believe it! Mage Farinor deliberately sabotaged the portal spell while the Alliance representatives were in mid-transport. Oh, I wish Gabrielle Benelay were here. She unraveled the spell in mid-teleport. I tried to salvage it, but barely managed to pull the shredded magicka back together. These soldiers were knocked senseless, but I think the representatives made it through after I diverted them from Sunport. Did you see the motes of light shooting off in different directions? Those were the representatives. Champions from the Old Merry Dominion, Ebonheart Pact, and Daggerfall Covenant. They landed in Solstice... somewhere. Do you have a map? I can sense two of the representatives roughly here and here. The third... I just do not know. I can sense nothing of the last representative's present location. Speak with Prince Azar. He may know what to do.
I do not believe it. Farinor sabotaged the portal. She spoke of the Black Worm. She's one of the cultists. But what became of the Alliance representatives? Did they make it to Solstice? Damn that Farinor! The Dominion, the Covenant, the Pact, they promised to send their best to assess the situation. We need those representatives, or the Alliances will never commit more troops. Wherever they want. I share your anger, comrade, yet justice must wait. I am in no condition to travel, so I must ask you to locate the Alliance representatives Mermal sensed. Help them find their way to Sunport. And I must ask you to locate Gabrielle Benelay as well. I did. She currently leads the Mages Guild. When Gabrielle sent something to the northwest, Farinor directed her to an old temple. After all this, I fear Gabrielle may be in danger. Tell her to get back here. I'll wait in the city's west square.
Dark tidings are upon us. The Crowborn horror encroaches upon our realm. If it is left alone, it will ultimately pierce the veil and threaten all the inhabitants of Nirn. Whether for altruism or reward, I sense you will be the one to defeat it. A powerful wraith of crows from the Evergloam. Its approach is inevitable. But there is hope. Aspects of the horror are already manifesting in our realm, in the form of cursed feathers that grow upon vile creatures. You must collect these feathers. When you gather enough, you will be able to fashion an effigy of the horror. Once we imbue it with energy from the Evergloam, it will allow you to lure the creature into a pocket realm. There, you will be able to defeat it. Now go! Time is short. You must gather the cursed feathers. They may be found growing upon the most vile creatures throughout Tamriel, and hidden among the feathers of crow-like beings. I sense them everywhere. Once you collect enough to make the effigy, we can begin.
This is remarkable. Oh, it's sweet. Acidic. And that buzzing sensation? Ooh, what is that?
That would be the sea urchin venom dancing on your tongue. Care for some more? Oh. Shatate, how are you going to fix this?
Who's there? Show yourself. You're no worm cultist. Good. Maybe you can help me then. I'm supposed to be in a city called Sunport on the island of Solstice, but clearly, this ain't Sunport. In fact, I have no idea where the Tusk guy landed. A sabotaged portal. At least I'm not on the wrong island entirely. Portal mishaps can be a lot worse than arriving slightly off target. As for this place, looks like necromancers have been busy here. See that giant ghost wall behind me? Ain't that a delightful name? I ducked into this hut to take a break from fighting off the hungry critters outside. I was just about to look around, but now that you're here, you can help. Then I need to find Princess Ah and get caught up on things. I say we start with that weird barrier. What did you call it? The writhing wall? I poked at it already. It's pretty See? The whole wall's made of ghost. Is that a letter? Might be important. Passages and a vital shipment. Interesting. Princess Ah should see that. Yeah!
Someone! Anyone! Please help! Thank you, stranger. Any longer and I would have drowned. Oh, I hate Hadalits. Help me! Oh, saved twice! Such an embarrassment for the Guild and Fellowship! Wait, not again!
Rigert would like to speak words with you, my friend. Rigert goes where the winds of diplomacy take him, and wherever the Scald King sends him, as long as there's mead. And rabbit meatballs. Rigert loves rabbit meatballs.
Out of the way, Rigert. Don't you have a task of your own to accomplish? Leave this to me. Rigert has a mission of his own to accomplish, but he is easily distracted. Now I sense the dust of many travels on your scales. You must be with the Stirk Fellowship, who I came to meet. But why was I dropped into a worm cult nest? The Mages Guild? I expected trouble from the Dominion or the Covenant, but not one of the guilds. I am lucky to have reached Solstice at all, although it did not seem so when I landed in this pool of slaughterfish. So where is Prince Azar? Good. I'll make my way there and find the prince. Rigert and I were dropped into the bog of a hungry Hajmota. Still, I do not think the worm cult was happy to see me. Just ask the ones bleeding on the ground. This worm cult encampment makes one thing clear. Matters on Solstice are very serious indeed. We have much work to do. I must assess the situation and send my report back to the Ebonheart Pact as quickly as I can. What, did you think Yoren would have sent that buffoon Rigert for such an important task? I am called Walks in Ash. I was born a slave to House Drez, and raised in the shadow of the Tormented Spire. I earned my freedom, but remained in Stone Falls. To work for the freedom of others. When the Akaviri invaded Morrowind, I rallied my people to go to the aid of the surrounded Nord and Dark Elf armies. That was the egg from which the Pact was hatched. We won out. King Yoren hoped to send Lyris Titanborn, but she was not available. He asked me to go in her place. I am not as mighty a warrior as Lyris, but I fought alongside the Mages Guild in Cold Harbor. The Worm Cult is a foe I know well.
At last, someone arrives. On behalf of the Nord... Greetings! I am Ysmer of the glorious expedition for the Nord Cultural Exchange. And the village before you is Shore's Stand. It houses a great community of proud Nords who, frankly, will not listen to a word we say. The Sturk Fellowship tasked us with getting the people of Shore's Stand to ally with us against the Worm Cult. A fine idea, except that Brit the Bold is in charge. She's too inexperienced, and the villagers are too stubborn to listen. It's not her fault. The villagers sent the rest of our envoy away. Brit's too stubborn to leave. She gets that from her brother. She needs help, and I have failed her once already. Will you aid her? The exchange pays well, as does the Fellowship. Brit's in the square. Last I saw, she was doing her best to dazzle the speakers of the village. Her brother Rigard would be proud. I must return to Sunport. Prince Azah of the Sturk Fellowship expects a report on our progress. Or lack thereof.
Yeah! 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 Yeah!
Shatate, this is remarkable. Oh, it's sweet. Isn't it? And that buzzing sensation? Ooh, what's that?
That would be the sea urchin venom dancing on your tongue.
Meridia. Help me find what I seek. Ah! Lady, protect me! Oh, you didn't attack. Sorry. The jungle is so dangerous. When I agreed to help my high priest enter the nearby temple, it didn't seem so risky. Now here I am, all alone, surrounded by creatures, and not a Lucent in sight. Broken Light Temple, a place of Meridia worship. It mysteriously collapsed centuries ago. No one's entered since. High Priest Ermine plans to get inside, find a font of power, and restore its former glory. But legends say the place is dangerous. A monstrous sentinel patrols the grounds, slaying any who enter, and it has ghosts of old priests, and other stuff I can't handle. Someone brave should go help Ermine restore the temple. Someone like you! I promise you'll provide a reward. Find Ermine outside the temple along the northern coast. She has a device that will get you inside, but it needs a Lucent for power. After that, she'll explain what you need to begin the restoration. I'm off to Sunport. It's too scary out here. It's really old. High Priest Ermine once said House Corellania built it the year they turned to the Three Queens. So, what, 1,000 years? The histories say Meridia herself oversaw its construction. What a blessed thing indeed. Oh, sadly, I don't know much about that. It happened hundreds of years ago, supposedly. The temple is all rubble now, instead of a shining beacon to the Bright Lady. Ermine knows more, but she keeps the details to herself. For security, she says. The Sentinel supposedly guards the grounds from intruders. The old histories mention it, but details are sparse. The ghosts... maybe I made them up. But you can hear voices from the temple sometimes. At night. What else could it be? A small crystal that contains oblivion energy. Daedra worshippers, such as those of my order, keep them around our temples, for use in rituals and stuff. Ermine needs a Lucent to power a tool she carries. That's why I'm out here all alone, searching. The Condescent Order. We are devoted solely to Meridia, instead of all of the Three Queens. Only she can show us through these dark days. We are quite small. High Priest Ermine believes our numbers will swell once we restore the temple. Yeah.
Nothing here. I need to get inside. Traveler, please, join. Just as my strength wavers, the Light Queen sends you to me. A clear sign that I must persist. I lead an order of devotees to Meridia. Have you seen the ruins of Broken Light Temple on the hill? Our mission is its glorious restoration. Doria's sense of character never fails. You appear quite capable of guiding me through the dangers ahead. Our goal is to find a font of Meridia's power that's locked away inside. That's how I'll restore the temple's former glory. I believe this power can cleanse any dark threats in the temple and imbue it with Meridia's blessing once more. Then we rebuild. Are you ready to begin this sacred task? We must create a way across the bridge to the entrance. That's why I brought a translocation rod. It can repair the gap, but it needs power from a Lucent shard. Look in rubble piles around here. I believe Meridia shall provide. All that's known of the temple's history comes from the stories we have describe the font in quite poetic terms. Images of water bubbling from a spring are common, as are descriptions of people bathing in its cleansing light. They claimed it can flow for eternity, which I hope is true. Sadly, its true name is lost to time. Broken Light Temple is what the people of Solstice called it after the collapse. The name describes the loss of Meridia's blessing quite well. Perhaps we can learn its true name once we go inside. We are a clan of High Elves who call Solstice home. They fled Hammerfell centuries ago and settled on this island, though there's more to the story. We revere 3 Daedric princes, but I am devoted exclusively to Meridia's cleansing light. Glad to hear our mission piqued your interest. Ask away. An enchanted device that easily moves large objects. Point it and send an object to an empty planar space. The bearer then releases the object where they please. Originally, it was used to imprison enemies, but it has more practical applications. A small crystal fragment that can store magical energy. They grow in the depths of oblivion, which makes them rare. But Daedric temples often have them scattered around. If we can find one in this rubble, it will power the rod. The Candescent Order. We're quite small, but strict devotees of Meridia. Most from my house worship all of the 3 queens, but not us. Only the Lady of Light deserves our worship. The most revered Daedric princes, Azura, Nocturnal, and Meridia. We Corellania elves gave up our necromantic ways long ago. My ancestors decided to venerate these princes instead. I, of course, worship Meridia over the others. Only because I also founded our group. Worship of Azura and Nocturnal felt so hollow to me, but when I communed with Meridia, her light enveloped me. Speaking about Meridia's supremacy just made sense.
This is fascinating. Fascinating. Would you look at this place? Oh, I know it's just a ruin now. But once, this was a magnificent courtyard to the Grand Temple beyond, consecrated to the Daedric Prince of Light Meridia. It seemed so peaceful. Varanor? A traitor? When I sensed power here, calling to the staff of Vanus Galarian that I carry, she told me about this old temple. I got so caught up admiring the site that I haven't found anything yet. But what of the Alliance representatives? That's something, at least. This place reminds me of a dear friend, Darian Gautier, who served Meridia. I still can't believe he's gone. Perhaps Meridia has a message for me, or the staff wants something here. Can you help me search the area? There. While I hold my spell of searching, you examine anything that glows. An old tome. A lucky find. Age is not kind to paper. That idol confirms this was indeed a temple of Meridia. Temple bell. Nearly pristine considering the age of this place. The items you uncovered are tied to the power that drew me here. I can sense a powerful blessing of Meridia sleeping in that bell. Meridia was a powerful ally when we fought Molag Bal in Cold Harbor to end the plane meld. I think I was drawn here to remind me she could help us against the worm cult again. Maybe Vanas reached out through the staff to guide me. I can't quite tell. Maybe, but I'm not sure how. The bell is rather heavy. Besides, the tome you found suggested opening doors, not blasting evil. I'll need to think about this. I'll return to Sunport, round up the Alliance representatives and meet me there.
Here!
Look, I appreciate you coming to find me. I could have wandered around for days before I found my way to Sunport. But hang on to that letter. It might shed some light on what the worm cult's up to. Make sure you get it to Princess Ah. Not a Tuscan clue. I just got here. But Scythe Knights are low-ranking cult leaders. Sergeants, you might say. I'd guess there was a worm cult nest posted here until they got orders to move on. Tunnels? Mines? Who knows? I'm more interested in this important cargo the worm cult wants to protect. Damn cultists are always up to something. Guess I'd better head to Sunport and check in. Which way was it again?
ship. We push the enemy back.
Damn that greedy captain! Double you there! Want to make some coin and help a maroon sailor get off this accursed rock? I wish it was that simple. I'm in debt to a crooked keel of a pirate, Captain Artellis. He's a scoundrel, violent, ruthless, and the most underhanded sea elf I've ever met. I'd rather be in a rowboat with no oars than spend another day in his crew. Ha! You wouldn't last long at sea. You don't just quit a Sea Elf crew. On top of that, the captain says I owe him. He means to collect. If I find something valuable to sell, Wonkeen the trader will pay handsomely. Help me out, and you'll get a cut. Wonkeen heard rumor of 2 items worth enough to clear my debt. His sources aren't picky when it comes to safety or ownership. One of them is in an old antiquarian's hut. The other is in a worm cult camp. So, rob a harmless old man or an evil cult. Well, I'm no friend of the worm cult. It could be called a public service to steal from them. But they might give us more trouble. If you're less particular, the antiquarian is surely the easier target. And probably the bigger haul. It's up to you. No qualms about getting your hands dirty. You might be a good pirate after all. Wonkeen says an old antiquarian recently dug up a Tideborn idol. We'll grab it from his hut and bring it back here. Easy money. Let's meet at the shop once we have it. Let me mark the location of the antiquarian's hut on your map. He's supposed to be out excavating another site, so it should be simple. Get inside, grab the item, and get out before anyone notices. Then we get paid, and my troubles are finally over. There's not much to tell. I needed a job and embarked with a bad crew and worse captain. It didn't take long to see how vicious Artelis and his lot were, or how greedy his contract was. It was a barnacle-brained move to sign on without reading it. It's not uncommon on Sea Elf ships, but the terms of this contract are especially bad. It indebted me to the captain immediately, and Artelis falsifies his records, so the crew always owes more than we make on any voyage. It's brutally efficient. I just need to earn more than I owe without the captain's involvement. He can't claim a cut of the profit if it isn't his job. I can't wait to see the look in his eye when I hand over the payment from Wonkeen. Then, it's the next ship out of here.
I never suspected a thing. Farinor had us all fooled.
Well, it looks like 2 of the Alliance representatives have finally arrived. It's good to see 2 waylaid guild members return safely to the fold, though I must remember to treat them as agents of the alliances they represent here on in. As for those injured by Farinor's treachery, they have recovered, including me. Mage Farinor missed her chance to eliminate me and the representatives, but she cost us time. While we tended to our wounds and recovered the scattered representatives, the worm cult was free to act. Mermal believes they survived the portal mishap and are on Solstice, somewhere. We must trust they will turn up soon. In the meantime, we must celebrate what victories we can and make ready for the next stage of our operation. All in good time, comrade. First, your efforts to bring together the Alliance representatives helped us overcome Farinor's sabotage. We survived the worm cult's first blow. Next, we shall deal them one of our own. Please, accept this with my thanks. We're still 1 Alliance representative short, but we can wait no longer. It's time for a council of war. Indeed, we need to consult with Regent Corinway. Sunport's aid is crucial to our campaign. When last we spoke, she said she would meet with her advisors and send word. But that was days ago. Plans must be finalized between the Fellowship and Sunport. High Elves can be deliberate about such things. The Worm Cult, however, does not stand still. It is time to press Regent Corinway for a decision, and I would like you to join us. Will you help me win Sunport's cooperation, comrade? I hate badgering Regent Corinway, but the Fellowship is already at work. I sent our forces to seek allies and search out trouble across Western Solstice, but I worry House Coralania may not welcome our efforts. Meet me at... Not at all. High Elves are not given to hasty decisions. In my father's court, I learned that how you approach an elf of high rank is just as important as what you actually plan to say. A certain amount of formality and ritual can't be avoided. Oh, she knows the danger of necromancers quite intimately. But convincing her own court may not be an easy thing. Solstice has known peace for centuries, an enemy at the gate. Many of Sunport's people do not want to accept their peril. Regent Corinway seems to be a capable leader who cares about Sunport and all of Solstice. I called upon her when I first arrived. We are bringing a small army to her realm. I felt it best to assure her of our intentions before she assumed an invasion. Regent Corinway has no desire to see her people caught up in someone else's war. Yet she recognizes that her hope for peace will not protect her from the Worm Cult. She agreed to let me bring our forces here and to consider joining our fight. My people have a history with House Coralania. Long ago, the High Elves ruled Hammerfell. When my ancestors came to Tamriel, they found no welcome from the Coralanias. Unable to defeat the Regatta in open battle, the elves called upon dark powers. Necromancy most vile. The Coralanias turned my ancestors' own dead against them. Only the creation of the sacred Anse wards put a stop to the carnage. The Regatta finally prevailed and drove the Coralanias from Hammerfell. I am told they abandoned their necromantic ways centuries ago. Certainly, I have noticed nothing untoward on their part since I arrived here. But the Coralanias are not remembered kindly in Sentinel, and Sunport's elves are very much aware of that.